Hi Snappers! In this video, we're going to learn more about variables. All a variable is, it's a special like box, think of it as a bag, someplace where you can save values and then get them later. That value, it's just a piece of data. Maybe it's a number, maybe it's a text, maybe it's something else. The first thing we need to do is create a variable. To do this, I'm going to go to the variables menu. It's orange. Click on that. And you'll see there's an option, make a variable. Now, before I do anything, for these variables, I want to make them on the stage because I want anybody to be able to use these variables. I'm going to come over to the Sprite Corral and click on stage. All right, I'm in the stage. The first variable I'm going to make, I clicked on variable, is I'm just going to call it name. It's going to save a name. And the next variable, I'm going to make a variable, I'm just going to call it number because we'll see how it can also be a number. Now, automatically look over here on the stage, I can see my variables. If I want to turn those off, I'll come over to the variable and uncheck them. I'm going to leave them on now so we can see them. Now, one of the things we want to often do is we want to put something in that variable, and that's called set. I'm going to come over and grab the set block and bring it to the stage, and I'm going to set the name to Mrs. Steele. Now the cool thing is, notice I don't even have a hat block or anything. I can just click on this block and it's going to do the command. It set the name to Mrs. Steele. Let me get another set block. This time I'm going to put in the number variable and I'm just going to set that to 11. Great. Now if I click on these blocks, I'm going to click on them once, they run, name gets Mrs. Steele, number gets 11. Now that's the way we put things in variables. To get things out of variables, we use something called a reporter block. And they're the blocks that are ovals. So I can grab this name reporter block. It's an oval. And notice if I click on it, it tells me the value of that variable, Mrs. Steele. I'm going to bring over a number. If I click on that one, it tells me the value of that variable, 11. Now I might want to use these in some place in my program. Maybe I want to join them together to make a little message like, hello, Mrs. Steele, is 11 your favorite number? So I'm going to come to the operators, the green palette, and come down and get join. Where is my join? Here it is. Just grabbing it over to my script area, and I'm going to say, hello. Oopsie, hello. Whoever the name is. And watch what happens when I just click on this, left click on it, it tells me it's saying, hello, whatever the value is in Mrs. Steele. And I might say something like, let's see, I'm going to put a period and then say, is the value in the number variable your favorite number? I don't know, I'm just using them like this. Notice now, when I click on this, it tells me what happens when it joins that. This is another example of reporter string. All right, this is kind of boring because name is just Mrs. Steele, number is just 11. Why would I even need variables? So let's add a few more things to this. Let's now say we're going to ask the person the name. So sensing the blue palette, I'm going to ask the question, what is your name? Okay. Now, instead of setting the name variable to some name like Mrs. Steele, I'm going to put it to whatever the person types in. How do I know what the person typed in? This little blue reporter, this is a system variable, and it's going to have in it whatever the person typed in, whatever their answer was. So I'm now going to set the name variable to whatever that answer is. All right, let's run this block. I'm going to just click on it. Notice it now asks me, what is your name? I'm going to now say, I don't know, Anna. No, that's one of my sisters. Yeah, I'll use my sister's name, Anna. Look, the name changed to Anna. And if I click on this join, it now says, hello, Anna. Is 11 your favorite number? All right. What about number? How could we change that to something other than 11? I guess we could ask, but instead, there's a neat little block we can use. It's also under operators, and it's pick random. I'm just going to put this over here for number. And this says pick a random number from 1 to 10. Notice if I left click on it, it's going to run it. It's going to pick a number, 8, and report it. Remember, again, because it's an oval, it's going to tell you what it gets. If I run it again, it's 3, 10. Okay, so let's do a random number. I don't know. Let's do it from 0 to 100. And instead of now setting my number variable to 11, I'm going to send it to a random number. Let's run this now. Okay, what is your name? I'm going to use one of my other sister's names, Joan. And it picked the random number 4. So we can look over here and see what our variables say. So now if I click on join, it says, hello, Joan, is 4 your favorite number? So this was one way that we created 2 variables and we set their values using the set block. And then we would get their values out using the reporter block that has the name of the variable in it. All right, I hope this video helped you think a little bit more about variables and how you might set and use them. As always, please ask me if you have any follow-on questions or want more information. See you next time.